to lose control, 'cause everything that you thought I would be is falling apart right in front of you. Every step that I take is another mistake to you. And every second I waste is more than I can take. I've become so numb, I can't feel you there. Become so tired, so much more aware. I'm becoming this. All I want to do is be more like me and be less like you. And I know I may end up failing too, but I know you were just like me, with someone disappointed in you. I've become so numb, I can't feel you there. Become so tired, so much more aware. I'm becoming this. All I want to do is be more like me and be less like you. I've become so numb, I can't feel you there. Tired of being what you want me to be. I've become so numb, I can't feel you there. Tired of being what you want me to be.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the ACC show. I'm your host, Pigskin Pete. We'll be with you in just a second. We got some ACC football to talk about tonight, and at 9 o'clock, we'll see what happens. I don't know if this basketball game is going to run over. Usually they do. If it's on time, we'll stay on, and we'll watch the top 25 college football playoff rankings for Week 12. There's something inside me that pulls beneath the surface, consuming, confusing. This lack of self-control I fear is never ending, controlling. I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in.
Not a sense of confidence. I'm convinced that there's just too much pressure to take.
I felt this way before, so insecure. Crawling in my skin, these wounds, they will not heal. Fear is how I fall, confusing what is real. Discomfort endlessly has pulled itself upon me, distracting, reacting. Against my will I stand beside my own reflection. It's haunting how I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in.
Not a sense of confidence. I'm convinced that there's just too much pressure to take.
I felt this way before, so insecure. Crawling in my skin, these wounds, they will not heal. Fear is how I fall, confusing what is real. Crawling in my skin, these wounds.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the ACC show. Happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Thank you for being here as well. Let's see if our co-host is here. Nope. Sea-Dog not here yet. No problem. We're going to run through the games from week 11, and then we'll take a look at week 12. And like I said, depending on what time this basketball game ends, we'll see if we have time to watch the top 25 college football playoff rankings as of week 12. And does anybody have any predictions on the top 4 and what order they're going to be in? I'm expecting Georgia probably to be number 1 again, but we will see. Let's take roll here. See who's in here. Then we'll get right to it. Who is in here? Matt Dummett's here. Atypical Gump. Robert. Slim Shady Canes. Kirby's Belt. Austin Rogers. Penelope Roberto. Georgia Tech is the best 5-5 team in the history of college football.
Casket!
Ram Dog. Zona. The Nature Boy. Jeremy Garland. B2 the Ran. That's the guy who doesn't know how to comprehend simple language. R1. John Doman. Ultra Magadog. What's up, everybody? All right. Let's take a look here. What's up? Welcome to the ACC show.
What's going on, buddy?
Nothing, man. What's going on with you?
Well, I mean, another day having to deal with this fucking fan base, but, you know, same.
Oh, what happened now?
Well, Ken Dorsey was fired as the OC of the Buffalo Bills, so this bunch of Rhodes Scholars want to hire him.
Oh, Jesus
'Cause
Christ.
now all of a sudden, it's not Tyler Van Dyke's fault now. Now it's Shannon Dawson's fault all of a sudden.
Oh, so I'm assuming what, Joe Brady is going to take over as offensive coordinator or something? Because he's the quarterback's coach, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard his name thrown around for the A&M job, along with a lot of other names that aren't going to happen.
Yeah, I've heard a bunch of names that probably aren't going to happen, and some names that, frankly, I just find confusing.
Give me one.
Dan Lanning for starters.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I would expect A&M to at least give him a call.
Why?
Why wouldn't they?
Well, I'm not knocking what Dan Lanning's done, but I would say it's safe to say that A&M is a full rebuild. Why would he want that? I mean, whether people like it or not, a certain percentage of his success is based off of the foundation Mario built for him.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a full rebuild. I mean, they've been recruiting in the top 5 for God knows how long. The talent's not an issue there. They got all the money in the world. They got the facilities. And
Facilities, yes. A lot of talent left last year, and we all know with coaching changes, a lot more is going to leave. Now, I'm sure some of them will wait and see who they hire and may make their decision then.
Kirby's Belt said that he has already said he's not leaving.
Well, Nick Saban, according to him, he's not leaving the Dolphins, so I guess it's a figment of our imagination that he's in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Yeah. That's why the Dabo rumors are swirling, because they asked him about that, and he gave a non-answer. You know, he did the whole well, I'm just focused on North Carolina. I can't speak on that thing. So people are going, oh, he didn't say no. It's like, all right.
But, and I've heard a bunch of people say Lane Kiffin too, which, I mean, I've made my thoughts on Lane Kiffin well known.
I'd be shocked if they went out. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Texas A&M is dumb enough to hire him, so maybe I'm wrong.
I think they could do better than Lane Kiffin.
Well, I do too. That's kind of my point. But they could have done better than Jimbo Fisher too. So,
Well, I mean, I'll give them this much credit with Jimbo. I mean, right now, well, I guess Jimbo's gone, but as of 3 weeks ago or a week ago, there were 4 coaches active in college football that had a national title, and Jimbo's one of them.
Yeah. Well, this might be midday show material, so I won't waste our time on the ACC show with it. But I don't know if you saw the video I posted about Dabo going to A&M, but the comments, some of the comments on there are comical and ridiculous.
I haven't, but I mean, the Jimbo hire is going to send shockwaves. I mean, this is huge. This is a huge deal. I mean,
yeah. There's always a domino effect when something like this happens. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So,
do you think that now here's a question that I don't see a lot of people throwing around. Do they just hire from within and go with Petrino? He's been a head coach and
ooh. Yeah.
great idea.
I would be surprised if they did, but again, it's Texas A&M, so I wouldn't put anything past them.
Yeah, and I just haven't heard it, so I was curious.
Yeah, I feel like that before they pulled the trigger here, they already had somebody either lined up or somebody in mind that they thought they could probably had a very good chance of getting, and that's the reason I went ahead and did it before the season ended. But I don't know, but. Yeah, I doubt if Lanning went. I don't think Dabo's going. Urban Meyer's another name getting thrown around there a lot. They might be dumb enough to do that too. I don't know, but But here's the other thing too. I don't know why Urban Meyer would want to get back into coaching at this point.
I think Notre Dame is the only thing that gets him back in.
Well, according to him, that's his dream job. But of course, that was a million years ago, and that was.
Yeah, but I'm not. I don't know how long Freeman's going to last there. I really don't. I think that was kind of well, frankly, a mistake to hire him.
I actually don't think that Notre Dame would go after Urban Meyer. Yeah.
Well, you never know what a program will do that hasn't, really been a title contender for the better part of 35 years. I mean, the odd year here and there.
So a couple people in the chat are saying Urban Meyer would eventually take the USC job after Riley. I would find that more likely than A&M. One, but USC's going to Big Ten. He's familiar with Big Ten. Also, I'm pretty sure he lives out in LA now. Because doesn't he do the? Isn't that where that show is based from? That Fox show. I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't know. I mean, it might be, but I mean, he's still got. I mean, that whole controversy of the girl sitting on his lap. That was at the restaurant, bar and grill, whatever it is that he owns in Columbus.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see who they get. I'm still putting my, if gun to my head, somebody says you have to choose correctly who they're going to pick, or prognosticate who they're going to pick. I'd say Mike Elko is the one. His buyout's not that much compared to a lot of these other coaches' names that are being thrown around, and people are saying, well, money's not an issue. Well, it is whenever you're paying Jimbo Fisher $70 million to go away, then you have to hire a new coach, then you have to pay a buyout. I mean, they have a lot of money, but there is a limit.
Well, there really isn't, though. Like, we talk about the dollars that get thrown around in it. I mean, the endowment fund for the University of Miami is almost $5 billion.
Yeah.
Like the money that gets talked about in college football is really chicken shit money compared to what these universities actually have at their disposal.
Yeah, we talked about it last night on the Lunch Money Show. The other day at the Texas A&M game, they got one of those big fake Price is Right checks for $160 million donated to the athletic department from boosters and alumni. So now that's the entire athletic department. I'm assuming the vast majority of that is going to be allocated to the football program, but still a lot of money.
Sure. But I'm saying what gets given to the athletic department pales in comparison as to what the university collects as a whole.
Yeah, sure. But I don't know. We'll see, but it'll send shockwaves through football. Now, if it's Mike Elko that goes, it won't be that big of a shockwave at all, because Duke is Duke. No disrespect to Duke, but they'll go out and find somebody who's an assistant coach somewhere, and it won't make that big of a deal.
That was kind of a disrespectful statement, though.
Well, I mean, come on, it's true though.
It is true.
Yeah.
I'm not debating that.
So, anyway, what's going on, Sea-Dog? How you doing, man?
Oh man, I've had a hell of a day.
What's going on?
Been roofing all day.
Oh, you're roofing. How's that going?
Roofing my new house. Good. I've been doing it myself for months, but today my papa's got like a crew, and he was able to get his crew out and come help me, and we got as much done today as it would take me months to do by myself.
Yeah.
So
well,
I'm feeling good, but I'm also tired.
Sure. It comes at the right time though. You're better off roofing in November than in June.
Right.
Or July.
Yeah.
That is a very, very good point, because I've done more than a few roofs in my life.
Yeah. And it's supposed to rain tomorrow too, so we had to get it. We haven't quite finished yet, but we got it like waterproof, and
Yeah, you got it all dried in.
hopefully soon I'll be able to get my house fixed up somewhat to where I could have like a bedroom in it, like that we can sleep in. Get out of this damn camper.
Yeah. So I know you don't know the answer to this, but is there any sort of timeline on when you're going to be able to move into a house, or when's the house going to be done?
Well, the plan now is to kind of just do it a room at a time, and live in it while we kind of renovate. So I guess first we would do like the living room, and then like a bedroom and bathroom, and then we could live in it. As far as how long that's going to take, I don't know. Right now the house is down to the studs. So we've ripped out everything, the ceiling, the walls, all the insulation, everything's out of there. And it's just studs. And also yesterday I took out the floor in the living room, so like the floor, like we're having to replace the floor joists underneath too. So it's a big deal. I don't know. It's going to take forever, basically.
I don't envy you for that. That's for sure.
I don't know. It's going to take
Good
forever.
thing y'all are doing this when you don't have kids.
Right.
Yeah, he's only got 18
All we have
cats.
is- yeah. A million pets. Yep.
Oh. Anyway.
But we're making a lot of progress, which is good.
All right. Let's jump right into this thing here. Let's talk about some football. Why not? That's what we're here for. We'll briefly run through last week, and then we'll go into this week. And also, we'll talk about, we're at the end of the season here. Can't believe it's already here. Doesn't it seem like the season just started yesterday?
It comes and goes so quickly.
It does.
I'm honestly ready for it to be over.
Are you?
Not even based on my team. My team has been up and down all year, which has been its own thing, but just I feel like I'm missing so many video opportunities, and I just feel like I'm not on my A game with my videos this year. I haven't been able to do any crazy, good big videos like I like to do.
Well, that'll be a good, goal for you, is to get everything done before August of next year, or September anyway, of next year.
If I don't have it done by next football season, I'll have lost my sanity. My channel might be much more entertaining.
Well,
You should at least have the shop apartment done by then.
Yeah. I'm sure that we'll be in there by next year.
Yeah, you know what though? I'm assuming you're like most contractors. If they say it's going to be done by June, it won't be done till December. So.
Well, I'm extra motivated. I'm not a contractor. I'm motivated to get this thing done.
Well, that's a good point. You're not a contractor, so you're probably better than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you, Sea-Dog, but for other reasons, because like me and Pete were talking about before you came on, it gets to the point where the Miami fan base just sucks all the fun out of the season for me, and I have to tune them out.
Yeah, they're pretty insane. I mean, it's like they go 1 week, they want everybody fired, and then the next week they're gonna beat whoever they're playing. It's a really funny phenomenon too.
Yeah, that's a bipolar fan base if I ever saw one.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe it. They'll turn around and talk about, oh, we're gonna kick your ass. We're gonna. Then they get embarrassed, and then they're like, fire everyone. But this week, you guys are done for. You know, it's been really funny to watch.
But so the ACC is going to come down to the wire. It looks like now. If Louisville wins this week, I think it's over. Right? They're going to represent the ACC along with Florida State in the championship game. But if Louisville loses, we got a hodgepodge of teams that are right there. I think if Louisville loses and Virginia Tech wins, Virginia Tech is in it, isn't it?
I'd love to play spoiler.
Yeah.
And Miami has the talent to do it.
And of course, if Louisville and Virginia Tech both lose, and North Carolina beats Clemson, then I think North Carolina's in. So there's several different scenarios. Now it's all predicated on whether or not Louisville can take care of business this week or not.
Yeah, we had a path before this past weekend.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, you mean that Luke Walker's a Miami fan this weekend?
Yes. That is weird.
No.
Having to count on Miami is not an enviable position.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, but see, they let their own fan base down so much that they can, other fan bases have got a pretty good track record with them. So.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. I picked Louisville last night to win the game, although I'm not, my level of confidence on that from a scale of 1 to 10 is not even a 5. So, yeah, Louisville, we forget, as good as they've been this year, they did lose to Pitt, and Pitt's a terrible team. So, yeah.
And honestly, as the season goes on, Louisville's kind of looking worse and worse.
Yeah.
If I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of games they've sort of just found a way to win.
Yeah.
But,
They were kind of dominating early on, and then, like you said, it's kind of come down to they're finding ways to win, and that's, playing with fire. Eventually, you're going to get burned.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to last week, at the top of the list here, Miami and Florida State, the rivalry that everyone loves to watch and talk about. Florida State did come out on top by 7 points. This game was actually very entertaining.
Correction, 5 points. That was a safety.
Okay, well, officially 7 points, but I get your
That
point.
was a safety. I don't know what their deal was, but
Dude, that's 2 of them this year that are just obvious and blatant, like me and Pete talked about at the time. That was a safety against Clemson. I don't know what these replay officials are looking at.
Yeah, the one against Clemson definitely was. Like I said, I was on Twitter during that game, and even all the Clemson people on Twitter was like, "That was a safety." I mean, there wasn't even like homerism going on and saying, "No, maybe it was too close to call." No, everyone was like, "Yeah, it was a safety." So.
Well, it was basically the same way with Jordan Travis in this game. But I mean, it like I said, that's a 50-50 game. I don't care who looks good, who looks bad. There's a reason 18 of these games since 2000 have all been decided by 8 points or less.
Yeah.
It's just, no matter what, it's always a good game. And, this was another one. The run game looked good. And this was another sticking point I had with the Miami fan base. Like, I'm not knocking Emory Williams, but to say that he played good, no, he didn't. He completed like 35% of his passes for 175 yards, and 85 of those were on one play.
Yeah, I agree with you. He didn't play well. I feel like where that's coming from is the expectation of how he was going to play was so low that he met that expectation. You see what I'm saying?
I guess.
I think that's what it was.
That's a low bar then.
Yeah. Anyway, Florida State remains undefeated. Where do you think they'll be ranked tonight in the play? They're ranked number 4 last week. You think they'll move? I mean, I don't think they will. I mean, the 3 in front of them all won.
I can't see how a one-score game where you didn't cover the spread warrants you moving up against an unranked team.
Yeah, we had this conversation last night as well about Florida State. Uncle Lou was of the opinion that Florida State needs somebody to lose in order to get in. Even if they went out and go 13-0 and are ACC champs, they need somebody else to lose to get in the playoff. I disagree.
Well, people call some of my takes crazy. Let's go through some of his takes, and you'll find some shenanigans.
Well, I just don't see there's any way that can justify an undefeated conference champ not being in the playoffs unless there's 4 other undefeated conference champs that are just better. But that's not going to happen.
No.
So, yeah, if they win out, they're getting in. I'd be willing to bet money on it, you know. But anyway, I'm not convinced that they will. I don't know if they will or not. They've got we'll talk about who they have this week. Then they have most likely Louisville, and then they're going to have they have Florida. Then they're going to have most likely Louisville. So all of those are winnable games. Anyway, all right. So we have heartbreaking loss for Miami. They did make it a game though. It was an entertaining game. You know, well at least it was for me because I didn't have a dog in the fight. So I enjoyed it thoroughly. I know Slim was rather pissed off after that game. Slim was mad after that game.
Well, I was pissed off. Well, it wasn't because of the game though. And I said this on Mark Rogers' post-game show that I did with TF, and I don't care who doesn't like this statement. It's my opinion. I now have to question the common sense and, frankly, balls of Mario Cristobal, because time again over the last 15 years, you putting young quarterbacks in that and then mentally breaking them, but instead this time you physically broke the motherfucker.
You're just now questioning his common sense?
Shut up, Sea-Dog. Okay, how's your savior Brent Key doing, by the way? I have to question Mario. I have to question it with Mario because, and I don't know this for a fact, it's just my opinion. It just shows a continuing trend of him and the people above him at Miami basically just bowing to the whims of the loudest crowd on the internet. Shut that shit off. There's a reason these people are sitting at home being couch coaches and none of them are getting paid to actually coach football. So why are you doing what these people want them to do?
I think you should keep doing what they want.
Yeah, well, that's exactly why Miami's been in this predicament for as long as they have.
And then you end up like Texas A&M. That's how that happens.
Pinecone posted today talking about that they're looking at Shannon Dawson's contract, that they haven't renewed it or something like that, and
he has a multi-year contract.
I think what he was getting
that's not
at,
even a thing.
I think what he was getting at is that he wants him fired, which is
yes. They're talking about firing him, fucking him.
I'm all for it.
Oh Jesus! And like me and Pete, we headed up the show talking about this. These numbnuts want to hire Ken Dorsey, who the Buffalo Bills just fucking fired. Like, I swear to God, are you motherfuckers licking every window within reach?
It must really suck to be like a normal person and be a Miami fan.
Yes, it does. It's fucking terrible.
It's like you and Coop too.
And Uncle Lou was talking about it this morning. Fucking Alonzo's back up to his shit because I turned him off a long fucking time ago, but he went looking for him. And all them are talking about fucking firing Mario. Year 2.
Alonzo's back on YouTube?
I guess. I didn't know he left.
I thought he did, but I don't know.
I don't know. I quit watching him years ago.
I'll have to check him out now. All right, let's move on. Duke at North Carolina. There was a bunch of entertaining games in the ACC last week. This one went to double overtime.
Damn it! I was hoping the freaking Dookie dudes would freaking pull it off.
Well, I thought they were going to win it, and they probably should have won it at the end, but shoulda, coulda, woulda, and all that kind of stuff, right? I've been there as a Clemson guy this year. Anyway,
Is Riley Leonard still hurt?
yeah, he didn't play.
Okay. Well, I mean, shout out to Duke then, because obviously then their backup quarterback's getting better. Because when they first put him in, he was god awful.
I don't think it's the same one that they put. I think the kid is a true freshman.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
Is it somebody else?
yeah, I didn't recognize him
it's not
either. Now,
it's
to be
not
fair,
the-
I didn't see the whole game because I was streaming some other games at that time. But when those games were over, I switched over that, and it was right before it went to overtime.
I saw it. Yeah, I tuned in at the same time.
Yeah.
Because for a while, I think North Carolina had control, but Duke came back.
Sorry.
Yeah, Duke came back, tied it, and I couldn't believe they let North Carolina go the length of the field in like 3 plays with less than a minute left to take it to overtime, and then they lost in double overtime. So, but
They should have tried to blitz a little more clock.
so anyway, that kept North Carolina technically still alive for the ACC. Again, they need some help. They need to win this week, and they need Louisville and Virginia Tech to both lose, which I guess is technically possible. We've seen crazier things happen. The ACC's been a wild, outside of Florida State, the ACC's been a wild ride this year. Oh, I guess even including Florida State, they've been in some dog fights as well, but found a way to win.
Dude, and I can't get over that shit either, man. When that kid broke his arm in that game, like the cameras were able to pick him up just screaming bloody murder on the sideline.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was nasty. Like they panned away from it quick. Yeah, it was compound fracture. His forearm bone was sticking out of his arm.
Oh God.
Jeez.
He's got to have surgery,
yeah.
doesn't he?
Yeah, he had surgery yesterday.
Yeah. I wonder if I guess he'll be ready by next year, right?
I would assume so. Now, luckily, it was his non-throwing arm. I know that's a bit morbid to think about considering, but I mean, it's still one of those things that's out there when you're thinking about a quarterback.
Yeah, I hate to see that.
Yeah, and that's why I was pissed off after the game because, you know, you throw another kid in there that ain't ready, and look what happened to him.
Yeah, well, I was confused, and maybe you can answer this for me. Like, why have Van Dyke dress out, sit on the sideline, and then bring him back? I know why they brought him back in because they had to, but why is he? What was the reason not to start him?
I mean, I guess because of, you know, the way he's played the last 4 games, which I kind of get. Like, obviously the interceptions are bad, but the offense, I mean, they still put up over 500 yards of offense against Georgia Tech. They still put up over 500 yards of offense against North Carolina. Like, okay, I get it. The turnover problem is definitely a problem, and I don't know what's going on there. But that deep into the season, just ride out the season with him. It'll be what it'll be. I mean, guys get into slumps. Work with him and work him out of his slump.
That's kind of my point with this. This is a rivalry game on the road.
Yes.
You ride with the guy who's, you know, got experience all season, not, you know, throwing somebody into the wolves. Like, anyway.
I agree completely.
Yeah.
Completely. And that's what I was so pissed off about.
All right, Virginia Tech and Boston College. Virginia Tech destroyed Boston College 48-22. We all saw that coming. Virginia Tech's a lot better this year than anybody imagined that they would be, or at least me.
I really didn't see that kind of ass whooping coming.
Either.
I mean, I figured Virginia Tech would win, but
I picked Boston College to win. Boston College has been hot, and then Virginia Tech got pants last week by Louisville. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, again, a Louisville loss, a Virginia Tech win this week. Virginia Tech's going to go to represent the ACC along with Florida State. That would be something. Georgia Tech at Clemson. Now, me and C-Dog were streaming this game together, as we do every year. And C-Dog buzzed out early. No pun intended. He buzzed out early, and I don't blame him. Now, the score, if you didn't watch the game, the score is 42-21. But that last touchdown by Georgia Tech was against Clemson's third string. They took their starters out. I don't know, with like 6 or 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
It was an ass whooping.
It was an ass whooping pretty much from the word go. Now, Georgia Tech did have, especially early in the first quarter, There was a couple of drop passes that were perfect passes that were dropped by wide receivers that could have ended up leading to points. Well, one in particular definitely would have led to points because it was right in the, next to the goal line. But anyway, even if they would have got those points, probably still would have lost the game. Clemson defensively absolutely dominated this game. Forced 4 turnovers, and well, that was it.
Yeah, I don't know why my team has to break my heart so much, but
Hey, Sea Dog, since you decided to go in on me, what the fuck happened to Haynes King?
I mean, it is what it is. I don't know.
Do.
Go in on who? On you?
Yes,
Well,
you did.
He's still better than Tyler Van Dyke. I mean, he's
not.
Yes, he is. Okay, and we didn't bench him like idiots. And
Well, I was against it, so can't really throw that one at me.
I mean, to be fair, he was. Clemson's defensive line. Clemson dominated the line of scrimmage. Haynes King was running for his life.
That's the best defense we played all year. And
And you were fixing to say that King played one bad game. No, that's like his 5th bad game this year.
Well, I mean, yeah, he came off. I mean, he came off of a hot streak. So it is what it is. He goes with the offense. And he's still better than TVD, and I wouldn't have him. I wouldn't have any other quarterback.
I damn sure don't want him.
He just, well, you're a Miami fan, so you don't know what's best for anything really. So,
well, Clemson had the right game plan. They brought the thunder, and they went after him on every single play.
We were due for.
It was.
I mean, we had some kind of cosmic punishment coming for breaking the chain. I should have known.
Breaking the chain.
Yeah, we had the win-loss chain.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you decided to fuck with the numbers.
Yep.
And you paid for it.
That's right. That's exactly what happened. Shouldn't have done that. I should have known. I mean, I'm not particularly surprised. I'm not happy with the outcome, but I'm not really surprised by it either.
The other news
is that we have Syracuse next week, who we're going to whoop their ass and get to a bowl, and you are both going to owe me money.
Sir, how puckered is your ass going to be during that game?
My ass is going to be freaking way. It's not going to be puckered. Okay, my ass is loose.
You about messed that up.
Hey, come on now.
I was trying to back him in a corner with that one.
Hey, Syracuse is on a roll. They just had a big win over Pitt.
They won the toilet bowl.
Oh man.
They won the toilet bowl, so they don't get the designation for worst team in the ACC this year. That honor goes to Pitt.
What time's that game next week?
What game?
Georgia Tech. Or this week.
So sorry to inform you, it's at night.
Oh.
So it's a lock. If it was at noon, I would be puckered. But
where's it at?
It's at home.
Oh well, y'all do better on the road than you do.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah, but at 8:00 we had an amazing home field advantage against North Carolina, and I imagine that it's going to be very similar.
You think so against Syracuse? The Georgia Tech fans going to show up after what happened last week?
To our first bowl game since 2018? Yes, I do. Yes.
All right. I believe you.
I was going to show up again. I mean, we had just lost to. Damn it, Lucy. Damn it.
Stop it, Lucy.
What did you do? No, I don't want to turn on sticky keys. God. Mighty, my fat freaking cat is laying on my keyboard. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah. We had just lost to Boston College the week before, and we showed up and showed out for UNC and had an awesome home field advantage. So, yeah.
Wait a minute. Transitive property. Syracuse beat Boston College, didn't they?
Yeah, well, you can transitive property your way around the freaking map. I mean, Miami blew out Miami of Ohio, who blew out Bowling Green. So
transitive property doesn't work in the ACC this year.
It doesn't work.
I don't think the transitive property works in the ACC any year.
Well, that's actually true. Yeah.
I think chaos theory rules supreme and unchallenged.
He's right. He's speaking facts, and facts is y'all are about to owe me some money because we're gonna kick their ass.
Well, judging from my betting record this year, you're probably right. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. Do you know Owen?
Owen who?
0-5 in your best this year.
Ooh, Sea Dog with a zinger.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say. Just like Georgia Tech, whenever they lose 5 in a row, they're due for a win. So I'm due for a win. So Yeah.
We'll see who's due. We'll see who's doer.
All right.
We'll see.
Is that a word?
We'll see who's doer.
NC State at Wake Forest. NC State 26, Wake 6. Anybody got to say anything to say about this game? I don't. Brendan Armstrong, what was it, 96 yards? The hell?
Is he playing? I thought he got benched.
Yeah,
they had their freaking quarterback red shirt.
He played in that game.
Well, their quarterback quit on him. He's like, I'm redshirting, thank you.
I was wondering if that was the quarterback's decision or the team's coach's decision.
I don't know. But Brendan Armstrong threw for 96 yards, and they won by 20 points. So if that tells you anything. That was an awful game. I don't know if you saw any of that. It was almost unwatchable. Anytime NC State wins anything, it's unwatchable as far as I'm concerned, but you know what I mean.
Hey, you put some respect on Dave Dorn's name.
That
winning
is-
as coach in NC State history.
Sir, I'll be dead and gone and 6 feet under a long time, or hopefully floating through space before I ever give Dave Dorn any sort of respect. So, anyway, Pittsburgh lost to Syracuse. Syracuse dominated 28-13 in big hopes of ruining Georgia Tech's bowl eligibility.
Not even that. Syracuse is 5 wins too. So this is the battle for the bowl.
Battle for the bowl.
I feel good about my chances this weekend.
Yeah, I'm more confident in Syracuse now than ever, knowing that they're playing for a bowl too.
That's the thing though. Syracuse doesn't even need to win this because they have Wake Forest the next week. So even if they miss this chance, they could still get to a bowl by beating Wake Forest.
Yeah.
See, Sea Dog's hoping that Syracuse is going to take one for the team just to get more ACC teams into bowl games.
Syracuse could show up and play their absolute best game and get blown out.
Who do we trust more? And I'm asking the chat too. Who do we trust more, Dino Babers or Brent Key?
Dino.
There you go.
Well, your trust is misguided, okay? Because Dino Babers is a choke artist. I mean, he starts out 5-0. This is the second year in a row he's done this, and then he loses, and then he loses, 5 of the last 6 games. And
well, no, like being serious, I don't think Dino Babers is a bad head coach. I think you're limited on what you're going to be able to do and get at Syracuse.
I agree. Syracuse will probably be relegated next round of whatever happens to the ACC. Syracuse is going to be on the chopping block for sure.
We started the show talking about potential head coaching candidates for A&M. I've been hearing Dino Babers on the hot seat stuff. Now, what do you think about that? Now, I'm not talking about for A&M. I'm just talking about on the hot seat in general.
Dino Babers being on the hot seat. Well,
yeah.
We've been talking about this for years, and it just never.
Right. That's where I was going with that.
What Uncle Lou says, right? Free beer tomorrow.
Yeah. Right.
How
expired tomorrow?
Who are you going to hire at Syracuse that's going to do better?
And we say that every time too.
Even when some of the greats have come through Syracuse, like Donovan McNabb was a great player, came through Syracuse. They didn't come close to a national title.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. This is an interesting potential scenario because I believe that Mike Elko is the leading candidate for A&M. Let's say Elko goes to A&M. There's a head coaching spot open at Duke now. What's a better job, Duke or Syracuse? And would they give Dino Babers a call?
That's interesting.
I mean, if I'm Duke, he'd be on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Dino would. To me, it would depend on how Dino looks at it. Is he going to look at it as a lateral move?
Is Duke a lateral move from Wake Forest? Because you know how I feel about Clawson.
That's a good question. Yeah, kinda. I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what. Right now, Duke is in a better. I mean, the program is more stable than both Syracuse and Wake Forest.
Yeah.
And now, if you're comparing Duke to Syracuse, leave Wake Forest out of it for a second. You're on a much better recruiting ground than you are in New York, in the state of North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
well, and we also know being at Duke, I mean, the ACC is absolutely going to suck off Tobacco Road.
But I mean, Duke already had a coaching search, and they hired Mike Elko, not Dino Babers. So
But
it's not like he's gone anywhere since then.
yeah, but just because they hired him last time doesn't mean they wouldn't hire him this time.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they're idiots and look at Willie Fritz.
Oh God.
I mean, what's Willie Taggart doing right now?
No. Don't do that.
I heard. Well, I'm not even getting into that. All right, let's move on to this week's game. We got a Thursday night game this week in the ACC. Boston College at Pitt. Does anybody care about that game?
I love it. No, I
mean-
love these games that I would never watch otherwise that are on a Thursday. So I have something to watch on a Thursday. So I'll be tuned in with bells on.
Where is Talk Pitt been, by the way?
I mean, would
He's
you be
probably
around? for
high
this
in a-
game?
I mean, he's probably high in a corner somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely on Twitter. I can tell
In
you
his
that.
Oh,
basement.
I haven't really seen him. That's why I was asking. Because I mean, I'm not talking about him not being here. I'm saying I haven't even seen him on Twitter.
I saw him on. Well, I know I saw him on Twitter Saturday, but I mean, it ain't the first time he's gotten himself put in Twitter jail, so he probably did it again.
Yeah, he's wild on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's no whatever that Miami guy's name is, but
Oh, Teddy
Oh yeah,
T.
Yeah.
he ain't no touchdown. Gee, he's another one talking about firing everybody. I'm like, I was hoping
It's
he would come back
hilarious.
at me because I told him he said something about firing everybody, and I replied to him. I said, yeah, because that's served us so well for the last 20 years.
now I was on Rec Talk's live show last night. Well, I wasn't on the show, but I was in the I was watching it in the comment section, and I guess I tuned in late. I don't know what he was talking about. He was going through all of his tweets. What is that? What was he talking about?
Was he reading the article?
I guess that's what it was. I don't know. It has something to do with some woman.
Oh.
Oh no, this dude is an absolute horn dog on
he
Twitter.
is a poon hound.
Yeah, and he does not discriminate by fan base. He doesn't care if it's LSU, FSU. He does
Yeah.
not care.
He put out an APB on that girl. It was a girl. It was a FSU fan wearing a "Sucks to Be You" shirt, and he was like, "I'm giving out a free touchdown Tim shirt to this girl, and a free touchdown Tim shirt to anyone who can find me her handle."
Isn't he married?
He put out an APB on her. Yes. Yes. And people bring that up, and he's like, "Don't worry about it. She's not on Twitter. You'll never know." I'm telling you, this guy
I mean,
is the
don't get me
pinnacle
wrong,
of entertainment.
Like she wasn't, hard on the eyes at all, but she was definitely surgically enhanced.
Surgically enhanced.
He got him excited, and
Yeah, it did.
he
God.
he writes articles. You read the article, right? You read his articles, right?
Oh, I've read a couple, and
Yeah. Well, I've read him on this show
Yeah. So
or on the midday show, one of the shows.
I mean,
Oh, he's a troll. That's what I think. But
no, he's not a troll. He's not.
he's 100% a troll.
He's not a troll, man.
Jesus Christ.
Did
Well-
you see if he was a troll, he commented on this LSU girl's post, and he was like, "You just let Timmy Claus know, and he'll get you something for Christmas." And so she hits him up, and she's
Oh
like,
yeah.
"She's like, what's?" He posted the DMs.
Yeah, like this is what Rick was talking about last night. Like she's finagled herself like a $500 Christmas present out
He
of
was like,
Timmy Claus.
Timmy Claus. And he's like, and she's like, what's your budget? And he says, probably have to keep it under $500 so the wife doesn't notice any crazy expenses.
But then post these DMs to Twitter.
Yes. And
God.
yes. And then he and then he posts the DMs flexing on him. He's like, look, this girl slid into my DMs. She's talking to old Timmy.
Oh God. There might be something wrong with that guy.
I don't think he's
there's
a
something
troll.
wrong with him.
I really don't. I think he's I think he's the real deal.
Yeah.
Well,
If it's a
Let me
troll, it's a
rephrase
lot of
that.
effort and a lot of
let me rephrase that. He's a typical Miami fan, but like somehow actually has some kind of gainful employment as a sports writer.
no,
Sea-Dog.
he's not employed as a sports writer. He's not.
Sea-Dog, you follow him pretty much on Twitter. Is there any way you can court him, get him to come on this show or any other show?
Barking up that tree. We have been barking up that tree for ever since we found him.
Oh, okay.
So we can't get him on. Apparently, he's been doing Miami Twitter Spaces, which is a step.
Yeah, well,
I
I got blocked from the one he was in.
I wanted to
all
go
how
in
dumb
and
they
listen
are.
to him because it's a big breakthrough because we just have not been able to get him on. He's always dodged us, which does hint that he's a troll.
Yes.
But apparently he's been going on these spaces, and I missed it, and it wasn't one of those ones where you can go back and listen to it. So I asked him, I commented on, I was like, Tim, do you think next time you could set it to where you can listen to it after the fact? And he said, I sure will, brother. So we'll see about that. So if we can get him on the Twitter Spaces, I think that's a good step, and we can get him involved in YouTube. And I just got to see him and Edward duke it out. I just got to.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to the guy.
I would too.
Yeah.
It would be incredible.
I don't think a conversation between me and him would go very well.
Well, that's the kind of that's what we want. We want it to not go well.
Yeah,
He
I
sounds
bet.
like me. He sounds like me when he's which is not usually what you want to say, but it was funny because his latest article was like, these touchdown Tim obsessed haters are blowing me up about the loss about Florida State. And he sounds like me because I say that to Georgia fans all the time. I tell them they go to sleep thinking about Sea-Dog. But touchdown Tim pulled one out of the Sea-Dog handbook.
Keep
Entertaining stuff.
keep working on it. Hopefully we can get a
We'll
bite
keep
from him.
working on it. Believe me, whenever he's ready to come on, we'll have him on.
All right.
Don't have me on if you want him to come back. Get him used to being around.
Yeah,
first.
yeah, we gotta, because me and Rec Talk are yes men. We're
So-
not trying to scare him off.
So the first game on Saturday in the ACC, the only noon game, by the way, is Louisville at Miami. And we already talked about the
That'll be a good one.
consequences of Louisville losing if they do lose. So Miami can play spoiler here.
I think it'll be a good game.
Well, and I think there's reason to be optimistic. I mean, you've seen it. Granted, you've seen it happen. You've seen it work, and you've seen it not work. It didn't work with DJ, but you've seen it work with others. You know, we'll see if getting benched will do anything for whatever ails Van Dyke. Like, I mean, I don't know if his girlfriend broke up with him. I don't know if somebody ran over his dog.
So he's starting.
Oh yeah, he's starting.
Oh, yeah. I mean, who else are they going
We
to have?
one other quarterback on the
Oh.
roster, and he's redshirting this year.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
Because I mean, when Van Dyke's on, he's great. Like that goes without question. So and listen, like Miami fans are pointing to that last interception that ended up ending the Florida State game. All interceptions are not created equal. I mean, when you're just trying to chunk the ball down and make a play, I'm going to be a lot less upset about that interception than I am just an errant pass.
Yeah, he's sitting on the bench. He's thrown in at the end of the game to try to win it. Yeah,
Yeah, our freaking dumbass quarterback last year threw it, or he ran out of bounds instead of chucking one of those to lose.
Yeah, and Tyler threw back across the field, across his body, and I swear I've seen Miami fans do this about a half dozen times on Twitter this season. They'll take a screenshot of a second later when a wide receiver's open because the corner's already broke off towards wherever the ball's going. And I'm like, y'all need to stop.
Well,
That's pretty funny.
I'm picking Louisville in this game, and here's why. The main reason is because I've been sleeping on Louisville all year. Well, here we are at the end of the year. They've been proving me wrong all year, so I guess I better jump on that bandwagon at this point.
Does that make you woke now since you've been sleeping on them all year?
Yes, I'm woke now.
Talking about that as if it's some sort of
breaking news, folks. PigskinPeete is now woke.
Yeah, I'm woke to Louisville. And seriously, though, this game's in Miami. We know how the Miami fan base is. Is this? I mean, are they going to show up to this game, or are they going to protest?
You know what? Honestly, I think more of them show up when they're protesting. Just to be perfectly honest.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Especially a noon game. Half of them are probably still going to be hungover from the night before.
Yeah, I mean Louisville's got everything to gain here. They have a berth into the championship game, so and that's another reason I'm picking Louisville.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I do think Miami will probably keep it close like they have most games this year. The run game's been good. The defense has been playing outstanding. And that's why I think that they can still have, it was a true freshman ended up starting that Florida State game at corner on Keon Coleman and basically kept him on clamps all game. He had 4 catches for 24 yards.
If Louisville goes on to win this game, and even if let's say they go on to win out, right? They beat Miami, then they beat Kentucky. No matter what happens in the ACC championship game, does Brom get the ACC Coach of the Year?
He should.
I think he should too. Now, look, Mike Norvell's undefeated, so you can obviously make a case for him. First of all, who is it? The other coaches that vote on that?
I don't know who votes on that.
I think it is.
To be honest with you. I mean, Norvell. I mean, for the job he's done at Florida State, and Norvell's a perfect example of what I've been preaching about Miami for 7 years on the internet.
Yeah. I remember
3 wins, 5 wins, 9 wins. Now he's at 11, 10, 11, whatever he's at.
Well, the problem is Miami would do that, and then the 4th year or whatever, they would suck. They'd be worse. They would be worse than the year before, and they'd have one good year, then they'd be worse, then fire their coach in that worst year. It's like you get one chance and you're out.
Yeah, that sounds the Florida model, like with McElwain.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't he win the East 2 out of 3 years he was head coach?
Yeah, he won. He won 2 years in a row. Then he lost the next year, and they fired him.
That'd be like if South Carolina fired Shane Beamer this year.
And Florida still hasn't learned. Everybody's Florida, as much as Miami fans are calling for people's heads, Florida fans are calling for Napier's head.
Yeah. Well, they've never been good under him, so
I don't blame them for calling for Napier's head.
I know, but I mean, it's like they're bad.
Yeah. I don't really blame them.
I don't think it's going to get better.
Probably not. All right.
And I was looking forward to possibly playing them in a ball, but
Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're making a ball.
Now we've been projected to go to the Gator Bowl against Auburn. That would be a lot of fun.
Speaking of the ACC, the rivalry week this year, I think favors the ACC. Florida State against Florida. Louisville against Kentucky, Clemson against South Carolina, and of course Georgia against Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech, baby. Hey, the game time was announced for that game, and It's at 7:30.
Yeah, so is Clemson in South Carolina.
Which is
So basically, what you're saying is the ACC is probably going to finish with somewhere around an 8-3 record against the SEC.
Probably.
that is the first time that we've had a non-new game since 2013, and the first time it's been at 7:30 since 2009. Pretty crazy.
Wow. And it's in Atlanta, isn't it?
Yes,
Night game at Bobby Dodd.
that's right. And I'm going.
Wow.
Are we going to get a halftime depression video again?
Look,
You sitting out on the bench?
Probably.
outside when you decide to walk
Okay.
out?
very funny. I'm going simply to wear my white and gold and combat the presence of Georgia fans. Okay.
Well, if there's only at least 30 more thousand people that had the same idea as you, that'll work. But
See, we need C-Dog and Uncle Do to do a live stream from a Georgia Tech game together.
Well, he
That
said
would be
he
amazing.
said Bobby Dodd Stadium is the worst stadium he's been to by far ever. So I don't feel like he would want to go back.
something tells me he's not going to that game this year.
Yeah.
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 I haven't been to Bobby
Which-
Dodd, so I can't
Which
say
I
how
had-
good or bad your stadium is.
I've had a lot of Georgia fans ask me like, "Hey, C Dog, we should go to the game together," and I'm like, "No, I kind of don't want you there."
You know what the best thing would be is if Raj
Just stay
went.
home.
Imagine Raj is drunk and sitting next to Sea-Dog the entire game, just talking shit. You fucking
Oh,
bucket
shit.
pissed to
I don't
drown
think-
rats
okay,
and Georgia
I think
Tech
I
sucks,
would-
fucking nerds, whatever.
I think I would probably snap.
I know
it's
that would make for
probably
great
not a good
YouTube though.
Yeah, probably. not
Sea-Dog's
good.
doing one of his crying videos and Raj in the background, fuck Georgia Tech.
Yeah, probably not a good. Probably not a good idea.
Anyway, Duke at Virginia. Now this is the weekly Who Gives a Crap Network game on the CW.
Duke in Virginia, man. Ugh. I think Duke wins, but
Who's Duke playing? I'm sorry.
Virginia.
And Duke, man, they started out so promising with a big win over Clemson, and
Well, their quarterback got hurt. So
Yeah.
it is what it is, but-
well, that's the difference between Duke and
yeah,
yeah.
I mean they're not at a.
They-
they're not-
yeah. If you lose one player and your season falls apart, that doesn't really speak that much. That's not very good.
Well, I mean, it's
well,
Duke,
it's not
though.
good, but yeah,
No,
it's Duke. So
yeah.
it's like, it makes sense.
I mean, it's kind of, C-Dog knows all about it. I mean, Haynes King is the best they got.
Whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. Haynes King's still better than TVD.
Yeah, and
Love you too, C-Dog.
I think Duke's on the way to another loss here, unfortunately for them.
You think Duke's gonna lose?
I mean, you
Yeah.
think that they're going to go to double overtime against North Carolina and then lose to Virginia?
I don't think so, man. It might. It just won't be a fun game to watch. But I don't think Duke will lose.
Well, nobody's watching it. It's on the CW network, so
The underdog is undefeated on the CW, aren't they?
that's one of the most ancillary stats. How did you even know that?
Because when we were on the CW against whoever it was and won, somebody brought that up. It was funny. It's a funny stat.
Like that's one of those ESPN stats that they'll just pull out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
why would somebody even think of that stat?
Yeah.
It's the ACC, baby. It's the CW.
The underdog is undefeated on the CW.
Now that
I
was
mean-
a couple weeks ago, so it might have changed since then. But
I mean, maybe it's got something to do with the fact that it comes on after a Buffy the Vampire Slayer
Probably.
rerun.
yeah,
So
Catching some good juju.
you guys are picking Duke in this one then.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, give me Duke.
All right.
Absolutely.
I mean, you act like it's crazy to pick Virginia in this game. It's not that crazy.
Well, Virginia's been.
Well, no, I don't think it's that crazy,
What
but
did they do? Who did they? What did they play this week? Who did they lose to this week?
Who?
Who, Virginia? I know they got blown out by us. What did they do this past week?
We just talked about it.
Did we? I already forgot.
I know, me too.
Well, you don't got to pull it up. I'm just, I don't know. I just feel like.
Oh, that's you know why? Because they didn't play.
See. Okay.
Oh no, yeah, they did. They played Louisville, and they only lost by 7. Yeah, it was a Thursday night game. That's why. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I remember that now. Yeah, I was watching that, cheering for them because at the time, I needed the pass. That's why I forgot because it was Thursday. That was basically 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, right.
But,
That's that Georgia Tech math there. Last Thursday was basically 2 weeks ago. It hasn't even been a week.
I mean, look, when you're living life in the fast lane like me, it goes by fast. Okay?
You're living life in the fast lane?
I'm living life in the fast lane right now. Yep.
In a camper with 17 cats and your wife and
Yeah, in a camper with 17
gerbils?
cats. Sounds like like the opposite of the fast life.
right.
It is, okay? It feels like it. Feels like it.
So anyway, Notre Dame was on a bye last week after the loss they took to Clemson, which is weird. A bye in week 11. That's kind of weird, but they had two byes because they had a week 0 game.
Isn't
Why does
basically
Notre Dame
playing
suck,
like
man?
North Alabama basically a bye?
Well, no.
Why does Notre Dame suck so bad?
Because they're Notre Dame.
I don't think they do suck. They're ranked number 20 right now.
I thought they'd be a little better this year based on how they started.
I mean, that whole beating USC is looking less impressive as the weeks go by.
It's funny.
Now, USC plays in some entertaining games, but yeah, they're starting to lose a lot more.
I'm pretty sure Notre Dame was ranked like 24th after the loss to Clemson. They got 3 losses now, right? They've got a loss to Ohio State, Clemson, and Louisville. Then they take a week off and they move up. So basically like a win for them, I guess. Anyway, they host Wake Forest. This game probably won't even be competitive. A week of rest for Notre Dame to prepare for Wake Forest. And Wake Forest right now is in a bad way. So
They are. What do they have? 4 wins?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, they're 4-6. So
they're not going to make a bowl.
they're not going to make a bowl. They have Notre Dame this week, Syracuse next week. So Syracuse might beat them and get to a bowl.
Well, they're going to go to a bowl after they beat Georgia Tech this week.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if that happens, then we're just going to beat Georgia.
Gotta love his optimism. It's like, well, no big deal. We lost Syracuse. We'll just go out there and beat Georgia.
So Georgia Tech does lose this week. Not only is Sea Dog going to be mad that they lost to Syracuse and are not making a bowl, but then he has to deal with Mrs. Sea Dog for losing all those bets.
No
and then I'm
way.
sure
That's
his
even worse.
wallet's gonna be pretty upset
Mrs.
with
Sea
it as
Dog,
well.
after this is all said and done, she's going to say she would have wished I made more bets. Because I'm gonna have $200.
How many shingles can $200 buy?
Not many. I bought all the money I spent on this. For my roof, it costs like $2,100. So
It'll buy about 3 square worth of shingles.
yeah,
Oh,
There's
God.
20 shingles. There's 20 shingles in a bundle, 3 bundles in a square.
I bought
And-
22 squares for $2,100.
Yeah, so $200 will buy you about 3 square.
That's ridiculous. Actually, I do remember we put a roof on our old house, which was a tiny house.
Yep.
And it was like $5,000 or something.
I got mine on a deal too. Yeah, I see. Yeah, see, mine would have cost $5,000 or whatever, but I got mine. I went to like a place where, the packaging is like ripped or something on the.
Oh, it's basically a scratch and dent
Scratch
special.
and dent place. Yeah, but none of the shingles are damaged. But yeah, scratch and dent place. And none of it spoke English, but they had some
cares?
good deal on freaking shingles, man. Yeah.
They may or may not have come off of a rail car.
Yeah. Yeah. Wherever they are, they're on my roof now. So
Are these legal shingles, or was this a legal transaction? Or
yeah, it was a legal transaction. I'm not out here. They didn't fall off the truck.
just because they were standing behind the dumpster at the 7-Eleven when he paid for it.
They even gave me a cool nickname too. Never mess with El Pendejo.
That's not a cool nickname.
No, it's not. Obviously,
That's an
Cito
insult.
doesn't speak Spanish.
Did they call you a puta too?
No, they said that about my mom, I guess. So me and my
Oh,
mom
God.
both got a cool nickname.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, moving on. North Carolina at Clemson. Clemson's third home game in a row, coming off 2 consecutive wins against Notre Dame and then Georgia Tech. North Carolina's still, again, technically alive. They don't control their own destiny. They need some help, a lot of help, actually. But what do you guys think about this? I'll go last on this one.
It's going to be a test for for Clemson's defense. There ain't no doubt about that. So you're going to need the offense to work. The offense is going to have to put up some points because
Well, they're playing against North Carolina.
Really, huh?
They're playing against North Carolina. Putting up points isn't exactly a hard thing to do.
Well, I understand that, but if you decide to give Drake May the ball over and over, he's going to make you pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a game where turnovers are crucial. I mean, even more so than normal.
Yep.
Yeah, you know,
Well-
I probably shouldn't feel this way because I'm probably extremely stupid and ignorant to feel this way. But out of all the games in the past 6 weeks or so, I actually feel more confident about this one than I did last week.
Yeah, I
Really?
said I
Yeah.
wasn't going to fall for the pump and dump, but I am. I think Clemson probably wins this, and I think North Carolina is spiraling a little bit.
You
Yeah.
I
think?
mean, I don't know how they freaking won against Duke, how they pulled that out of their ass, but
Well, I do think part of it has to do with the fact that they got to play the Campbell Soup kids
right,
and get themselves back on track.
right.
I mean,
But
let's face it. They
mentally
went to double
soft.
overtime last week with the third string Duke quarterback.
They are mentally soft, and they're
Well, yes,
spiraling again.
but Duke is a good defense.
Sure they are. So is Clemson.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this game won't go to
And-
overtime.
And Clemson's hot, and this happens too. They get hot at the end of the year.
That's
So
that's definitely a factor. That's not a crazy thing to say.
yeah.
Yeah.
Listen. I do think I think Clemson will win it because of the fact that they're hot. I'm just saying, you come out here and you're bobbling handoffs and Cade's throwing interceptions and Shipley's decides to play with a stick of butter before the game. It could turn into a long day.
Sure. Well, they did upgrade from 12 o'clock to 3:30, so that's good. It's not a 12 o'clock game on the CW. It's a 3:30 game on ESPN. Yeah.
I'm kind of I'm wondering if, like, Miami didn't get a CW game this year. What's up with that?
You're lucky.
Sounds like some discrimination to me.
All right. NC State at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is also still alive. They need Louisville to lose, and they need to beat NC State. Look, I'm not going to give my real opinion on this. NC State's going to lose by 40. Go Hokies. Brent Pry, signature win.
Well, I mean, for what we just said about Clemson, are the Hokies getting hot at the right time?
Well, no, they just got blown out. Or no, they did blow out.
Yeah.
Well, they got blown out by Louisville the week before, though. So, not so
Well,
sure
you
about that.
definitely had a confidence boost last week going into this game.
Suppose.
Well, they're in second place in the ACC right now.
Yeah. And I mean, we've kind of been on the Clemson, plan the second half of this season. I mean, we would have easily dispatched NC State if we weren't turning the ball over left and right. So it's not like NC State is a world beater team by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, this game's in Blacksburg too. Shit, come on now.
Yeah, but they don't get to do the Enter Sandman. They only do that at night, don't they?
No, they do it every game.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Well, give me some Enter Sandman because I love that. It's the greatest entrance in college football next to Miami with Phil Collins.
You mean next to
Jeez.
Rubbing the Rock?
Jeez. Okay, nobody cares about Miami's entrance.
I didn't even know they had one.
Nobody wants to see that group of bums wander out into an empty NFL stadium.
What's the Phil? What is this now? What's the Phil Collins entrance?
They do In the Air Tonight.
Oh, they don't do I Don't Care anymore? That's a better song.
No,
That probably should be what they should play. They should be coming to I Don't Care anymore.
Screw you guys, man.
I don't care anymore. You know I don't care no more.
That's the perfect Miami song, dude. That's awesome.
I mean, according to some in the fan base, you would be right. I mean, they said it about Manny Diaz. They said it about Mark Richt, and some of them are starting it with the Mario. Oh, they're losing games on purpose. They don't care. It's like, how stupid are you people?
Oh man,
I wish I had that
Here.
song queued up.
I'm here for it.
Anyway, I'm taking Virginia Tech. Who you got?
Virginia Tech.
Who are they playing again?
NC State.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't think Sea Dog cares anymore.
Yeah, Sea Dog don't care anymore. I think he's been on that roof all day. The sun and fried his brain.
Oh no, no, it wasn't that bad today. And the guy I was working with, he was telling me back in his home in Guatemala, he said it's like this all the time here there. It's nice weather. We had nice weather today.
Hold on now. The guy from Guatemala said this is what it's like there all the time?
Yeah, which surprised
That is not
me
true.
Yeah, that's not true.
I mean, what the fuck?
No, it was nice. It was nice out
Dude,
today.
Guatemala is like almost to the damn equator.
That's what I thought, but he's. I mean, he's
all
from
right.
Guatemala,
Dude, he was
not me.
messing with you.
Okay,
No.
Sea Dog. Did the crew helping you on your roof have Social Security numbers?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Guy was trolling Sea Dog. He tried to like Sea Dog think that it's 60 degrees in Guatemala year round.
Look, I'm pretty sure they were talking shit about me in their language.
Yeah, they're sitting around right now drinking beer, laughing, going, "This motherfucker thought there's 60 degrees in Guatemala."
Hey, man, Denzel said the truest statement ever. You need to learn Spanish. Those motherfuckers will be plotting all kinds of shit behind your back,
Yeah.
thinking you don't know what they're saying.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't pick the game, but I don't know. Flip a coin. That's my pick.
Hold now. Hold the presses. There's 2 games on the CW this week.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, double header.
Yeah, one at 3 and one. Yeah, it is a doubleheader. One at 3, then one at 6:30.
What was it the Battles Angel said about doubleheader? We were playing baseball or something.
Oh, she didn't know what a doubleheader was.
It was pretty funny. She was like, "Did he just hit a doubleheader or something?"
Oh yeah. She was talking about a double. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
a
pretty funny.
doubleheader.
We're gonna hit a doubleheader here.
Anyway, North Alabama at Florida State. Florida State, the only ACC team that went out and scheduled a team like North Alabama in Week 12.
They're doing the SEC technique.
Yeah. Well, they're leaving. They're leaving the ACC next year, so they're preparing.
You know what's funny about that though? I mean, they're on CW, okay. Alabama isn't. They're on ESPN Plus only.
Oh no.
That's right.
So there's really nothing to say about this game. I don't know. Do they even? How long do their starters stay in this game?
I mean, I'm shocked if they make it out of the first quarter.
First quarter.
Oh, they better not sleep on North Alabama. I mean,
Is that the team that blew out like Oklahoma State, or that was South Alabama?
South Alabama. Yeah, that was,
Well, I mean, listen, I keep getting told Miami's a garbage can team, and they only beat us by 5. So
last but not least.
well, they might be least.
Well,
Who is it?
it's not least. It's not more least than North Alabama and Florida State. So I'll give them that.
Who is it?
Syracuse at Georgia Tech, 8 p.m.
That's so
Um,
ass whooping. That's what the freaking fruit are about to have unfolded onto them.
are you going to be there? No, I'm assuming you're not.
Actually, I am.
Oh, you are.
Oh, that bodes
Yes.
even more well for
Oh,
my bid
yeah.
with
Well,
Sea Dog.
I'm going there because I heard a rumor that the Buzzsaw was going to be appearing there, so I'm going to try to get his autograph or something.
So
I highly doubt it because the Buzzsaw didn't have the cojones to show up in West Tennessee.
West Tennessee. Oh, well, we'll have to reschedule. The Buzzsaw's a very important man, and busy, of course.
I
Okay.
guess.
Very busy and important. The Buzzsaw's a busy schedule, but he's
They're gonna let you ride. Are they gonna let Buzzsaw ride the Rambling Wreck like a hood ornament?
Great.
is Buzzsaw going to be in the stands, or is Buzzsaw going to be like tailgating?
Both.
Oh Jesus!
Oh my God.
Yep. Very exciting.
Now, are you
might
going to this
be-
game by yourself, or is your wife going with you?
Possibly a Buzzsaw video this week too. Similar to the Clemson video from last year.
Does Buzzsaw know how to lay shingles on a roof?
Buzzsaw I could use the Buzzsaw's help, but I don't think I can afford him.
Like, I think it would be funny to see like a Mrs. Sea Dog reaction video going to a game with Buzzsaw.
Mrs. Sea Dog's a big fan of the Buzzsaw, so
Yeah, but she's a big fan of watching him, not attending a game with him.
well, Mrs. Sea Dog is not going to be attending the game, as far as I know.
Yeah, she's not crazy.
Is she like Touchdown Tim's wife, a Fairweather fan?
Wife.
Dude, yeah, I forgot about that. He called his own wife a Fairweather fan.
Yes. And
I've-
she used up all the hot water, so he had to take a cold shower.
I've said that
It
too.
was
I've
funny.
said that about Mrs. Peete too, because she gets so mad after a loss. She goes, "I'm not watching him anymore this year." And I go, "What are you, a Fairweather fan?" And then of course, she watches him the next week. But
I say that too. I swore I would never go back after Bowling Green. I was like, this is awful. I'm never coming back. Well, I will be back.
according to Dabo Sweeney, Mrs. Peete is part of the problem.
Mrs. Peete as part of the problem.
Yeah, I told her that too.
See, I think Clemson fans should all get together and get 1.5% tattoos.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do a 1.5% shirt.
The fact that you haven't already is kind of a travesty.
What are you
It is.
talking? What are you talking about? 1.5%.
Well, you remember when he talked about getting rid of the the bandwagon fans rather.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they asked him about that, and he said, "Oh well, 98.5% of the fan base is great. It's just 1.5%." So,
I see.
so that was actually when Tyler from Spartanburg called in to talk to Dabo Sweeney. He goes, "I'm not part of the 1.5%."
That's pretty funny.
Dude, and I must say, I'm more than a little disappointed. I've been trying for weeks now to get on Dabo's call-in show.
So what are you just waiting on hold or something, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I bet there's a lot of people that want to talk to him.
Right. What's the screening process like? I've never tried to call Dabo before, so I don't know. But
I mean, they ask you like, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to ask him?
oh, what'd you say?
I don't remember exactly, but I mean, I might have laid it on, a little thick.
That's what it was.
Like, I was trying to play it like I was completely agreeing with what Dabo was saying about the fan base.
Oh, you shouldn't even mention the fans. You should have said something. You should have made something else up.
Yeah. Now they're not gonna let you through. You should have just lied and been like, "Yeah, I want to ask about the mental toughness of the team. Like how are we
pull a
just able
Ballard.
to,
Yeah,
how are we
there you
able to
go.
bounce back from pull a Ballard, do the coach speak thing, and then hit them with it when you're live."
Okay, I'll try that again this Monday.
That might have been what Tyler from Spartanburg did. Well, now they have your number, so call from your wife's phone. Right?
I doubt they record his number.
Well, they're like, don't freaking let this guy on it. Slim Shady Canes is gonna fuck with us.
Yeah, maybe the guy who's screening the phone calls recognize your voice. Like, maybe you might need to disguise your voice too.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a voice changer. Damn it.
Just put on a different voice. But
Yeah.
I'm still waiting.
figure out
I don't know. I guess I don't know how long, much longer he does that thing. Maybe the next 2 weeks. I guess. I don't know.
I mean, Nick Saban still. A lot of coaches still do it. Like, I think you'd probably be surprised how many of them do it.
No, I'm talking about how many more shows he's got this season. I don't know.
Oh yeah, this season. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure he does it through the, after the regular season's over or not. I don't know.
Probably not.
Look, I'm as big a Clemson fan as you're going to meet. I have zero interest in listening to Dabo Swinney's radio show. I just don't care about it.
It's not like
Unless,
can't-
somebody like Tyler from Spartanburg calls in and it makes it entertaining. Other than that, it's boring as shit.
What are you gonna ask him? I mean, it's not like he's gonna. I mean, it's kind of irrelevant now, the losing games on purpose thing, because he's won 2 in a row. So if you ask him that, it would just sound stupid.
Well, I mean, I thought the whole losing games on purpose thing was stupid too, but no, I was gonna go towards the tact of, why do you only have 3 coaches on your staff with previous coaching experience in college?
Oh, that'll get him going.
Yeah, something tells me at this point, after the fallout with Tyler, if somebody calls in with a question like that, he's gonna. Well, I don't know. Maybe he won't. Maybe he has. I was gonna say maybe he learned his lesson, but I don't know if he has learned his lesson. I was gonna say he might just say, you know what, next caller or whatever, which is what he should have said to Tyler, but he didn't. Yeah. I don't know if he has the ability to say that actually.
I don't know. I'm looking for a good Bible verse too. I got some really heavy churchgoers in my family.
Find one about well, I guess nepotism isn't quite what he's doing. Well, he does have like Herb Street's kids on there, so
They graduated like 5 years ago, dude.
Like I did call my cousin and asked her about a really good verse pertaining to pride and being too prideful.
that's epic.
Yeah.
Well, if you hit him with the Bible verse, he'll probably know that you're trying to fuck with him.
Well, Syracuse at Georgia Tech.
I feel good about this game. I really do. I think we're gonna have a good home field advantage, and it would be just like my team to come out and totally lay a freaking egg this weekend. But I'm ready to have my heart broke. I mean, I've said I won't, but if we lose this game, I'm gonna be actually seriously devastated.
Yeah, Syracuse is winning by 50.
If you believe in patterns, is Rec Talk going to this game too?
Yes.
Actually, you know what?
He
In
said-
honor of my bets, Syracuse is winning by 150 to give me 150.
Yeah.
Rec Talk said every game that he's been at Georgia Tech, seen Georgia Tech play in person this year, they've lost.
Yeah.
So he's like almost like a bad luck charm.
Is he seriously? He didn't go to like South Carolina State?
I think that's what he said last night. I think. I don't know.
Jeez.
Ask him.
Yeah, so
know
if Rec Talk's going to be there, then I'm really feeling even better about my chances.
I know he missed the UNC game because he had a freaking wedding.
Yeah, he was at Clemson last week too. We saw how that turned out.
Jeez. And he went to Ole Miss,
Yeah, about to say he went to Ole Miss.
Ole Miss?
Yeah.
which is like those are like the only 2 road games we've actually lost. Were the ones he went to. We win all our other road games.
Well, who were they against?
Wake Forest, Virginia, Miami.
Yes, I'll read your super chat. Taking Spanish lessons so I can curse them out, says little YT is him. Curse who out? The people that sold Sea Dog as shingles?
I think his name is pronounced Little White, but I could be wrong.
Well, it's
I'm big
it's
White.
LILYT is him.
Yeah, I think it's White.
That's how you pronounce white, YT?
Yeah, White. That's how the kids these days are saying it. Yep.
What?
That's how the kids these days are spelling it. YT. White.
I don't know if he's talking about Little White. I mean, that dude
Get it?
hasn't
Like,
been a
if you say it,
Lil
it's
White-
like white.
Lil White hadn't been a good rapper in about 15 years.
He must not be. I have no idea who that is. I know I'm a boomer and everything, but
I don't know who Lil White is. I just know that that's how you say it.
Hey, well, the only reason I know is because he was part of 3-6.
Did you just say you're a boomer, Pete? Be careful.
be careful with what.
Did I tell you guys that Rec Talk got an email from a Georgia Tech fan complaining that I was a bigot towards old people?
No, but Rick was talking about that last night.
Yeah, because we were reading the Touchdown Timothy article, and I pointed out how he types like a boomer, which, I mean, if you've ever seen a boomer type, they put like a bunch of exclamation points and they put ellipses everywhere and dashes everywhere. And you
That man does not know how to use quotations.
I know the quotations are off the chain with him, but but you can just tell when a boomer's typing. And that's all I said. And this guy sent Rec Talk a long ass email.
He had to have been a Georgia Tech fan.
He was.
Oh, he had to have been.
He had to have been.
The way Rec Talk was explaining it.
Oh.
I mean, like when he says long email, Rec Talk explained it as like the first 4 books of the New Testament.
I just found it. Here it is. It's not that long.
Go ahead.
He says, hey, I thought it was fair to let you know that I had decided to subscribe to your channel to support your efforts until I saw the video from October 12th. I was very put off and made to feel unwelcome by Sea-Dog's rant about rights like a boomer, as if being of a certain age group somehow puts one in a lower social standing. I find it all too common of late to see a generation of people who pride themselves on inclusion and acceptance, embracing ageist behaviors. It's clear that Sea-Dog has a bigotry problem, and I was disappointed that you didn't say something about it. I'm sure it's tempting to say, big deal, he just made a joke about boomers, but that's what all bigots say when caught out on their pejorative humor. I just thought I'd do the courtesy of giving you some feedback. I'm a business owner and know that customers are hard to get and easy to lose. A lot of the fans at Georgia Tech are boomers, and they are the most likely to have the disposable income to support channels like yours. You may do with it, of course, as you will.
There's 100% chance that's that Buzz Talk guy.
What?
That's got to be that Buzz Talk guy.
Why? What do you mean?
He was the one when me and you were streaming the game last week. He was in my chat and he was sending super chats, right?
Yeah.
And then he said something stupid at the end of the game, like we're only 2 plays away. We should have won this game. We're 2 plays away from winning this thing. And I said, no, you're not. You've been dominated since you know the word go in this game.
Yeah.
Then he sends another super chat, says, I like supporting content creators, but you're now you're just coming off like a smart ass and this and that. And I basically told him to fucking kick rocks if he doesn't like it. And then I'm watching Rec Talk's live stream. You know, he was live streaming from the car after he left Death Valley. He's in the comment section complaining about me, talking about how mean I am and how he was getting upset because I was being mean to you. And I was like, what the hell is this guy talking about?
Yeah, Buzz Talk is not a fan. It's not the same guy because he's 19. In fact, we know him and we had him over to watch a game with us.
Yeah, he's not a fan of me either, Pete. So don't feel bad.
A fucking crybaby is what he is. God dang, man.
Yeah, he's not a fan of Pete. Which I told him, I was like, look, well, first of all, I thought you took it easy on me.
I was gonna say I wasn't mean to you at all. I mean,
yeah, I thought you took it easy on me. I was like, man, that could have been a lot worse.
You were mad at the game, not me.
Yeah.
I mean, you were upset about the game, not upset at me.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, but you know, I don't know if, I mean, I guess if somebody doesn't know, then it may have come across like, I don't know, but you know,
I don't know what it could come across as.
One of my best friends on YouTube, and we're tight. We've been friends for years, so.
Yeah.
Well, I've run into this problem a time or two. Like, well, perfect example. You know, but people thought like me and Volusia actually don't like each other. Like, I like Volusia. I mean, me and him disagree about a lot, but I like Volusia.
Yeah.
But there are people legit think that we just can't stand each other.
I love watching you guys argue.
I do too. Some of the best stuff on the midday show ever.
Yes.
But
yeah, I guess if somebody doesn't know, but I tried telling them, but I'm like, man, Pete's a cool guy. Just
well, he said I was a smart ass. I said, how long have you been here, dude? Yeah, of course I'm a smart ass. Kind of the whole point.
yeah, but
Yeah,
he's-
right.
I mean, yeah, he's one of my channel's biggest supporters.
Yeah, but your generation should know better, which I find funny because, like, me and I say I find it funny. Like, me and Rick are fairly close in age, so I don't like him making assumptions about what my generation should and shouldn't believe. Fuck stick.
I'm not sure what you're referencing.
I don't either.
Well, he was talking about in that email. He was referencing you and Rick and y'all's show.
Yeah, that guy was in his feelers, man. I don't know what that guy's problem was. I don't know. I guess some people are just soft and they're not. I mean, you just not. You shouldn't be coming on like trash talk channels. And I had one guy. I was disappointed in this guy saying that some people just don't like. They're in like another realm of thinking when it comes to being a fan than us.
Here we go. The fan police, probably, right?
No,
Oh.
I'm not. No, they're just. I'm just saying that they think differently. Like some people look down upon trash talking. I don't know.
What they do, like we ran into that problem. This was like 2-3 weeks ago on T2I, one of T2I's shows.
Yeah.
Some Florida State fan come over there and start typing a bunch of shit in the comment section. I mean, just talking shit to everybody. Come on there. Fuck y'all. Fuck everybody. Y'all ain't talking shit. Well, y'all ain't talking no football, yada, yada, yada. Bro, this is a trash talk channel. What are you doing?
I don't know, but this guy, this guy was like saying that me and Rec Talk were being really annoying and bragging like Alabama or Georgia fans when we beat Miami.
Well, y'all
Like,
were.
dude, what do you want me to do? You want
I
me
mean,
to
y'all were
talk
acting
to
like
him?
y'all just. I mean, y'all. I mean, you and Rick were. I mean, after y'all win a game, y'all are tenderly embracing, rolling around on the couch, and Rick's
but
clothes are
I mean,
coming
they're hard
off. And,
they're hard to come by, man. They're hard to come by for Georgia Tech. Okay, we've been in the absolute dumps for years, and I mean, I'm just happy to be getting some wins, man.
I mean, I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying I see how it can come across that way.
Well, some people, I guess, have an issue with us getting excited and cheering for our team.
And you know what you tell them, Sea-Dog?
You can give them the goat.
Yeah, you can go fuck yourself.
There you go. That's what you tell them right there.
Yeah.
Give them the old Raj treatment.
This is all I hear when they start talking.
People are like, oh, dude, you fucking roasted or you roasted.
That's all I hear.
There's some people.
It's like,
it's weird, and especially on Twitter, like you just run into people that just don't trash talk, and it's like,
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. You can play that stinger next to a jackpot stinger. I could, and if I didn't know better, I wouldn't be able to tell you which one's her and which one's jackpot.
You think that sounds like Jackpot?
People are like, oh, dude, you fucking roasted or you roasted.
Jackpot Leslie makes one.
God bless Jackpot.
I love Jackpot. I haven't been able to keep up with him as much this season. Although for a while he was posting is he still posting like the stream highlights where
I think so, yeah.
all of his angriest moments, because that is the greatest idea that he's had, is to post those the stream highlights. 'Cause
Yeah, I
then
like
can
those
just-
too.
Then I can just conveniently view
Like-
the best moments, you know.
Like, you know the Touchdown Tim t-shirts? Jackpot needs a t-shirt, but it needs to be a picture of him when his head turns beet red and he raises his shoulders up so it looks like he's got no neck.
Mike Oxlong in the chat says Pete is a part of the bandwagon problem at Clemson. Yeah, well, unfortunately for Dabo, he's stuck with me because because I'm a Clemson fan, not a Dabo fan.
I hate to break the news to you there, Mike, but Miami broke the Clemson bandwagon.
Yeah. 1.5%ers.
Yeah, that really is a shame that wasn't a T-shirt the day after. You need to do like an orange T-shirt with with a purple diamond with 1.5% in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something with that. I'm surprised they aren't selling them already. Anyway. All right, guys. That's the end of the games for the week. It looks like this basketball game. This is what happens every year when they do this. When the basketball season starts, they say it comes on at 9 o'clock, right? The rankings. But the basketball game never ends at 9. Never.
Never.
So it'll probably be closer to 9:30 before it comes on, which is an hour from now. So
I did watch Miami's first basketball game. Got to see him raise that Final Four banner.
yeah.
That was nice.
T2Y was there, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
I saw a picture. He posted a picture on Twitter where he was. It looked like he was. I don't know if he walked down to the court or if he was sitting there, but he was courts. I mean, he was courtside. He was right down on the court.
If any of you follow him on Twitter, he might be the biggest clown I've ever seen.
Well, he's
Oh, come on. T2Y is funny.
yeah. T2Y is just.
He's funny, but he's a complete clown.
He's doing that on purpose, though.
I don't know. It's just ridiculous the things that he says and does.
I'm going to the Florida game with him next year.
I would love to hang out with him and everything, but
I'm trying to get him to PCB. And
he's a terrible. He's like one of the Miami. He's like one of the idiot Miami fans that you would complain about.
not really.
Yes, he is. He was just posting today about firing the offensive coordinator.
No, he posted what everybody's talking about. See, he does like Coop does. He'll do videos on what the fan base is talking about and kind of dance around his own opinion of it.
Are you thinking that he's some kind of genius, some kind of closeted genius, and I'm just not seeing it?
Well, I think he's playing the YouTube game.
That's right. He did go on a rant the other day about that. He was like, I know how y'all minds work. He was like, I could post that. It was when he was talking about his bet that, and now he's got to wear. It was the video where he was talking about now he's got to wear Florida State gear to every Miami home game next year because he lost his bet.
Yeah.
Why
But
would
he
you
really-
make that bet?
That really
That's
wasn't
funny.
even a bet with a particular person. Like he
Yeah,
just
just made it.
busted
He
out
did
with
it.
that randomly.
Isn't the Coop bet that he would howl at the moon? Wasn't that just something that he did randomly too?
Oh, I don't know.
No, that was some
that-
NC State fan on Twitter or something. I think.
Oh, was it? Okay. I've never met an NC State fan, so I wouldn't know.
They don't come
They're
around
kinda
here.
Like unicorns. You don't see them.
They'd never come around here.
Well, speaking of fans that don't like trash talk, they don't come around my channel.
Yeah, well, we had that one NC State fan that I told him his daddy should have shot him against the wall.
Dang.
I take that back. There is one Johnny Red Dot. He's an Alabama fan, but he's a two-teamer. His wife's an NC State grad, so he pulls for them too. He comes around here, but I can't think of another one that comes around here.
Well, that makes him intelligent then. I mean, if his wife's an NC State grad, he kind of that's for his own sanity, I'm sure.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down a little bit early tonight, guys. We've gone through all the games and everything.
Roofing.
Yeah, I know, and plus Sea Dog's tire has been roofing all day. I have a special outro tonight though. So, Sea Dog, once we get off of the StreamYard here, you might want to tune into it.
Sure.
All right, it's in honor of you.
Oh, is it some kind of troll attempt?
It's actually in honor of Slim Shady, not you.
Okay.
That's what I
That's
meant.
in honor of me.
Yeah.
That's worrisome.
Yeah. So you should listen to it too.
Okay, I will.
All right, guys. Great show. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir.
All right. See you later. Yeah. So, all due respect to Miami and their amazing intro, which is Phil Collins in the Air of the Night. But tonight we're going to do the Miami's new intro song at Hard Rock Stadium. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining me.
I don't care anymore. I don't care no more. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Slim don't care anymore.
You can tell everybody about the state I'm in. You won't catch me crying 'cause I just can't win.
Miami fans just don't care anymore. They don't care no more.
I don't care what you say. I don't play the same games you play. 'Cause I've been talking to the people that you call it friends, and it seems to me there's a means to an end. They don't care anymore. And as for me, I can sit here and buy my time. I got nothing to lose if I speak my mind. I don't care anymore. I don't care no more. I don't care what you say. We never played by the same rules anyway. I won't be there anymore. Get out of my way, let me by. I got better things to do with my time. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore.
All right, everybody. It was fun. Have a good night. Thanks for showing up. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the second channel at 11 a.m. for the midday show.